So, at the beginning of the film, we see a couple. They were about to get married very soon, and they were passing through the desert to go somewhere. They both loved each other a lot. Sarah's dad was not well, and that's why she was going to him. Now, while going, they talk a lot and enjoy their journey. Suddenly, on the way, they feel something. That something has collided with their car. Sarah's fiancé Michael comes out to see the car. He looks at the car from all sides, but the car was absolutely fine. There was no scratch on it. There was no one far away. That's why when Sarah goes to look behind the car, her foot slipped all of a sudden. She falls. There was a piece of frozen ice there. But in such a harsh summer and on the desert, it was a bit strange for an ice to freeze like this on the way. But they don't pay attention to this, and they sit in the car again and go to their destination. When they were going, they see that a black car is behind them. It looked like it was following them. Michael gives the car away to go ahead, but it was not going ahead. That's when they see a hotel built in the desert. That was a single hotel there. They stopped their car there. Then that black car also went ahead. The area around the hotel was also completely deserted. Sarah says to Michael, "How fast do you drive? One day, your habit of driving fast will kill us." When they see their mobile, there are no signals. Anyway, they go inside that hotel. There was no one there except for an old couple. The hotel was also deserted. They sit on a table. Here Michael tells that Sarah, "I am not ready to marry you now." She says that you run away from your responsibilities every time. We should just get married now. That's when a waitress comes to them, who took their order and left. Sarah's attention was on the old couple there. The manager of the hotel was telling them to go away from here again and again. After a while, the waitress comes, who brought a drink for Sarah and coffee for Michael. She also gave them 2 coins. She tells them that you can use these 2 coins for any service here. That's when Michael uses a coin and asks to play music in the hotel so that he can make Sarah happy. After a while, that black car came and stood outside the hotel again. It stands waiting for Sarah and Michael. After all, what was happening to them? First that black car and then this weird hotel. Now Michael goes to the washroom from here, and Sarah had made the leftover food packed. When another waiter comes to give food to Sarah, Sarah feels him like her dad. That's why Sarah gives tips to that waiter for money. She thinks that her dad is also working for her at this age. Then they both came out of that hotel. Now this time Sarah was driving the car, because last time Michael drove the car very fast. Then again, something collides with their car. They see the way they had passed before. They have come back the same way. Seeing this, both are very surprised. On the other hand, both the waitresses come to their manager in the hotel, and they say that Sarah and Michael are both very good. Hearing this, the manager says that there is nothing in my hand. Now only their future can tell them what will happen to them. Everyone here knew Sarah and Michael. But how? They had come to this hotel for the first time. Something strange was going to happen to them here, which we will know in the story ahead. Then we see that there was a girl sitting in the hotel, who says that she is tired of doing the same work every day. Their Sarah and Michael used to reach the same place again and again. It meant that maybe she was stuck in a time loop, and time also stops. Sarah tells Michael that we are stuck in a time loop here. See Michael, time is also stopped. He was also thinking like Sarah. Then a black car also comes in front of them. This time Sarah decides that she will go to see that car. Who is inside? The one who has been following these people for a long time. When Sarah goes near that car and sees, as the mirrors get down, she looks at the man who was driving the car. He was of a scary face, seeing whom she was very scared, and she runs and sits in her car. She had sped up her car. Sarah was crying continuously. Michael asks her that Sarah tell me, what did you see in the car? Sarah says that I don't know. Why was his face like that? But it was very scary. Then Sarah sees that the black car was following them again. This time it was going to hit them. But Sarah had sped up her car, and again she came near the hotel. Now she goes inside the hotel and asks for the phone booth. Where is that? Quickly she goes there and calls the police, and tells them about that black car, who is still following them. But the police say that the place where you are is very far from our location, so it may take time for us to come. The place from where you are calling us You have to stay there. But here Sarah didn't know this. The police officer she was talking to was the manager of this hotel. After that in the hotel, Michael asks the manager, "Why is this black car following us? And how do we come back to the same place again?" Manager says that while going you may go on the wrong way. The way here is a maze. That's why you come back to our hotel. Then Sarah comes and says that I have filed a complaint to the police. The police will take time to come. So that's why the police have asked us to stay here. That till they don't come here we have to stay here. The manager also listens to her and says that no problem. You can stay here. We have a very nice room. This means that the manager wanted to stop them intentionally. That's why he also talked to Sarah as a police officer. Anyway, now they are both staying here in the hotel. Sarah asks the waitress for alcohol, but she replies that, "Ma'am, you can drink alcohol only once in our hotel." Then sitting here a girl says to Sarah that you can take my bottle. As it is I am going to leave from here. When Sarah was giving her money, she says that money is of no use to her now. Hearing this, Sarah gets a little surprised. Then the manager also came here, who was telling that girl to come with him. Later the manager explains to both of them that that girl is mad. That's why she was talking like this. After which Sarah goes to call her dad. The strange thing was that Sarah could hear her dad's voice, but he couldn't hear Sarah's voice. There we see the manager, who tells that mad girl to go inside a room, where it was very dark. That girl was crying a lot. The manager explains to her that, "Look, you have chosen this path for yourself." Saying this, he pushed her inside the room. Here in the hotel, a waiter comes to Sarah and Michael, who was telling them that you should think before going to your room, and he leaves a message for them on a piece of paper. Then the manager came there, who picks up that paper before Sarah and Michael read it, on which it was written, "Run, run." Now the manager had brought them to their room. Here Sarah again asks the manager about the black car, but the manager was not answering her. He makes her feel as if he has not heard her. The manager takes Sarah's name here, by which she was a little surprised. She thinks that how does this manager know her name? When the manager was opening the room for them, then Sarah sees that there was a layer of snow on it, just like she had seen on the way. Sarah had understood that there is definitely a problem here. That's why she tells Michael to leave from here. But the manager tells them, "You will have to go to this room. Why are you causing trouble for yourself?" Hearing this, Sarah feels more strange. That's why they both ran away from here. Why was the manager saying this? We are going to find out in a while. His waiters come to the manager in the hotel. They were saying that they are good people. We should help them. But the manager says that we have nothing in our hands, and it's okay if they have left. They will come back again. When Sarah and Michael were going there, they again see the same man on the way, the who was following them in the black car till now, whom Sarah had also seen. He is wearing a hat on his head and a black coat. These two still don't understand anything, what was happening to them. And now they also knew that the manager is also involved in all this. After a while, their car collides again, but this time they don't pay attention to it, and they start moving forward. That's when they see that the black car was following them again. They make a plan this time. Michael had taken the car in reverse this time. That is, Sarah says that if we are stuck in any time loop, we will leave. But their plan also fails. This time they decide to walk now. They had parked their car there and go ahead on the way of the desert. But a little ahead they see an accident of a car. When they go near it and see, then they come to know that it was their car. But how did this happen? When they look inside that car, it was as if the ground had slipped from under their feet. They run away in fear and crying. And again they came in their original car. But again they come to the same place, from where they had passed many times. They again come to the hotel. After coming here, Sarah asks the manager, "And what is this place? Where are we stuck?" So the manager tells her, "Whatever happened so far, we were going to know everything here." The manager says that this place is not an ordinary place. This is the middle of two worlds, from where everyone has to pass after death. You and Michael are fighting for your life and death. You had met with an accident at this place, and still we don't know whether you will live or die. The room to which the manager was telling them to go, that was actually another world. where people are sent after death. And at the beginning of the story, when we saw that Sarah and Michael's car, at the place where it used to stop, where they used to feel that something has collided with their car, or something has hit their car, at the same place, they had an accident in the real world, and this was the reason that all this was happening to them. And when they were walking, so they had seen their own dead bodies in their car. That's why their conditions were also bad. And at the beginning of the story, Sarah had also told Michael that the car you drive fast, it can kill us one day. This means that Sarah had found out somewhere that they are going to die. And the manager had also sent that girl to the room because she was going to die in the real world. This was the job of this hotel. People who are stuck between life and death after death. So the people here used to send them to the world after death. That is the world of souls, in their real world. And the black car was death, which was following them till now. The manager tells Sarah that you can't survive in the real world now, so don't trouble yourself so much, and go to that room where the souls go after death. Sarah says, I want to live, because I am going to be a mother. I want to live for my child. The manager says this is decided, that only one of you is going to survive. That's why Sarah had decided to sacrifice Michael, because Michael had no reason to live, and he had also refused to marry Sarah. That's why Sarah now goes and says goodbye to Michael, and says that you will have to give your life for our child. Our companionship was up to here, Michael. You will have to die for your child. After this, Michael is sent to that room. We see in the real world that Sarah had regained consciousness. She breathes again, but now Michael was dead. And with this, the story of this movie ends here.